I usually respond. So
Yeah,
I'll go. I'll call you after this.
yeah. So, what Jerry was talking about, so I got some, that is what happens. That is what is known as a revelation. So, we say that the most famous quote from Vishnu Puran. Purana are the group of the texts. There are 18 famous mythological texts. So it says, Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. The knowledge is that power which liberates you from suffering. Which liberates you from the suffering. It is the fear and the anxiety that kills more people or killing more people than coronavirus. Why don't we talk about fear that is pandemic rather than we talk more about coronavirus? We can take precaution. So now today's uh, title should be Why We Are Helpless to Act We Don't Want. I'll open up that. So in Gita, the Krishna says, Nahi kaschid kshanam api jatu tishtati or karma kratam. Nobody can be without work. At present, we are staying home, but we cannot live without activity, without work. If I have a life, life is an action. Life is full of action. But is it right action? That is, that is the main point. If it is right action, then I can see the smile all the time on Lara's face. So the mind goes back, it digs deep inside, and that causes our anxiety and the suffering. So in the second line, Krishna says, Karyate hi avashah karm. Karyate hi avashah. What is that meaning? Karyate hi avashah. Karyate hi avashah means I'm forced by some unknown forces to do the work. I'm forced by some unknown power to do the activities. What is that? What is that unknown force? Can we get it? Can we get out of it? Hi, Stephen. So, karyate hi avishah karma sarvah prakrati jay gunai. So, what is that cause? Have you seen? You all have seen the guy became a medical doctor. Let me give an example of this CNN reporter, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He is a neuroscientist, but now he has become a reporter, correspondent, an anchor. So, what forced him not to continue his own profession for which he is highly qualified, but chosen? Did he choose, or something was unseen force forced him to do that work? Once we clearly understand this, at least one thing is sure: the anxiety will go away from our system, from our mind. So now let us understand this verse before we go into that. First thing, understand three principles are always should be there. Listening the principles, then contemplating means thinking over the principles again and again, how that principle applies to my life. Because if you don't think, nothing will happen. You will say the beer guy speaks very good or speaks doesn't speak good. That is all. You'll start analyzing what is happening outside, not inside you. So once you start thinking, your intellect is inspired. Why it is it is inspired to do the practice. You will not leave the practice. So now answer the first question, why we are doing what we are doing. Why we are doing what we are doing. We may give reason. I'm a professional IT guy, so I have to work in order to earn money. But I'm asking a question, what we are doing, why? Why we are doing what we are doing. Laura is doing teaching, counseling, lot of stuff. Why? Did I choose it from the birth? When I was born, I have chosen no. So there was some unseen forces that pulls me to do any action. Sometimes we know I should not be angry, I should not be upset. Mind is saying, calm down. And suddenly we become upset. We make a statement, you are crazy. Hell with you, I will not talk to you from today. I think it has happened to all of us. Do you see that? We have been living together for 50 years, and after that's all done, finished. You see that? Do we see that in our life. Sometime you see a person you have been loving, and the hatred is developed. That's all. Now I'm not going to talk to you. Finished. Do you really want not to talk with whom you have lived for so many years? Do you really want? No. We don't want. But we are helpless. Do you see that we become helpless? Are you getting it what I'm saying? You become helpless. And we become helpless. Then what happens? Then we suffer. Oh, I should not have said. Women, I used to go in Mesa for counseling, so I'm not going there. Yeah, losing money, so it's okay. It's a part of life. She has been learning from me for the last almost 1.5 years. And one day, I think 3 months before, I went to her and she was in her tears. So I gave all those principles and she told me, I have those tears because I'm repenting. I should not have told what I told to my husband. And that is why we are living separately. So the Krishna is right. In many occasions, we are helpless to act. We don't know what happens. So the Krishna says, Karyate hi avashaha. What he's saying? If you karyate, I'm helpless, I'm forced to act in a certain way. That is very clear. Then we will answer why. First, be clear. We are forced to act in a certain way unconsciously, you can say habitually, and that causes a lot of problems in our life. So I told that woman, can you revive that? No, I said, I don't know, I don't want to know. If he is still in the town, you can go and express yourself to purify your mind. Don't go there that you will get the result. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you were forced by some unknown forces inside to act in that way. That is why you had a divorce, right? So now, can you act consciously? If he is in the time, go back, talk to him, tell him what you feel, and come back without thinking of a result of an action. That is true yoga. That is true meditation. You see how Krishna links all these puzzles together. Do you understand that part? So, first thing, find out, make a list. What are those things where I'm forced to act? And that force to act brings the anxiety, the fear, the duality, and the conflict in me about others, whether it is an event, whether it is an object, whether it is a person. Oh, karma sarva. Now, why? The Master Krishna gives the answer. You will not find that answer in modern psychology. Come on. Yes, you may find the answer with Freud. Freud says man is a sinner. You have unconscious level of repression, and then so it means man, that we all are full of sin and anxiety and fear and duality and a conflict. So there is no possibility of any peace and happiness. Ultimately, that is the result of Freud psychology. If I'm right, Lara is an expert, I know. So, what answer the Krishna gives? That is why I started. Fear is more deadly disease than coronavirus. It comes from unknown sources. Today we are good friends, and the doubt creeps in. Oh, Jerry is saying because of this. So with every statement she makes, and I cause it causes certain fears in my mind. Fear is more deadly. Fear leads to anxiety, to the stress, and that is what is happening during this time. So we are finding the answer why. First thing that you have understood, that we are forced and compelled from inside. From inside. Not we are not compelled by the outer circumstances. That is the false notion. So if you are compelled by the outer circumstances, why not everyone is forced to react because of the same event? It is not happening. So that gives us a conclusion that there is some unknown forces. So Krishna answers, karma sarvah prakriti jai gunai. It is because of the tendencies that I have. Buddha was a prince. Why he left the house? He was not told by his father to leave the house. He was not told by his wife to leave the house. So by compelled, some compelled circumstances, and from where it comes. So the master says it comes from tendencies that lives beyond the mind. The mind only knows the impact and effect of it. What are those tendencies known as? They are known as vasanas. What are those vasanas? They are known as sanskaras. From where the sanskaras comes? From this birth and from the previous birth. From this birth and the previous birth. One Upanishad says, the first birth, my birth, take my birth. So my first birth took place in my father. through the food, ultimately it converted into the semen. The second birth in the egg of a mother, and the third birth is my physical body. That is how we understand. See the beauty of it, beauty of understanding the knowledge. First, father, first birth. Second birth, mother. I have already taken a birth. So those tendencies are there. What we talk of DNA, RNA, mutation. So it means I'm not manifest, but I have already taken a birth in the father and the mother. And the third birth, I'm here. So those tendencies are always present the moment I have taken the birth. And that forces me because of the same tendency. So, tendency in the Buddha was great. He left the house, he became Buddha. That is why I gave an example of Sanjay Gupta. He was a neurosurgeon, he became a reporter. Have you seen that? Lot of our uh, people around you, no, I was more interested, I became a doctor, and then you do something else. I found one nurse in New Jersey, and he left the nursing job and he said, no, I enjoy working with IT, programming, application development. And he enjoyed that. He was not enjoying doing nursing because of tendencies. Tendencies. So, what is the fourth birth? I become a new person beyond these tendencies to live into that state of peace and happiness. That is why we meditate. Once you clearly understand, it is not that close your eyes and relax. You can relax by taking the pills. Why you should listen to me? There are other means also. I think perhaps in the last session, I told you he has been doing for at least 6 months, and after 5 months, he told me, I must confess the truth. I said, what? So he's an IT guy from LA. So I was not able to live without marijuana daily. For sleeping, marijuana. For working to focus, marijuana. For spending days with my wife, marijuana. And for the last 4 weeks, I have not taken a single dose because I'm already intoxicated by meditation. And I feel that state is now present with me. So I have kept it if I need it, but my mind every time says, because I told you that he was doing 2 sessions every day. And then he went into 3 sessions a couple of months before. So I had to adjust my schedule with him. He said, no, I want that session. So you can get rid of those tendencies which causes the fear, which compels you to live in fear and anxiety and the duality and a conflict. It comes from the past tendencies, which is known as vasanas. You can say sanskaras, past impression from the current birth and from the previous birth also. The last thing, and then we will do. Always remember this. The past tendencies, I have already told the cause of it, and that is why I am forced to act in a certain way. I am forced to react. I'm compelled to dislike and like. Did you think of any person whom you disliked 10 years ago and you conclude that now I will dislike this person? Tell me. Or you like certain person? No. So cause is again the tendencies, vasanas, sanskaras. That default setting is already there. In certain situation, it clicks and you loved a person for 10 years intensively, and the next moment, because of that tendency, you refuse to love, you say, get out, leave my life. So we are overpowered by these tendencies, these vasanas, these sanskaras. Lara, see that? That is why you have seen that. Sangeeta is with me for the last 25, 26 years. When you get rid of those sanskaras, you naturally invest in relationship. Natural. Why? You don't hurt anybody. Who hurts anybody? The tendencies. Bas sanskaras. The life changes completely. So we were talking about the karma. Let us talk for only 2 minutes. Karma is a mathematical equation. Karma is equal to action plus I. Mathematical. Karma equation equal to action that I am performing at this time. I'm talking, I'm presenting, I'm talking about mindfulness or meditation, and after that, I'll give the meditation. So there is an action part, a plus I. If you live in an action mode, that I which causes the sanskaras to rise will not happen. So just create a mathematical equation. Karma is equal to action plus I. So I only want action in my life. So what is action is equal to? Karma minus I. And that I brings the tendencies. So karma minus I, you live into that action mode. It is the state of mindfulness. It is the state of meditation. The last point. These tendencies will continue to rise, strengthen. It will accumulate more and more impressions. It applies to my life and Lara's life. Nowadays, no means. What I'm saying, understand that point. You have to think it over again and again. And if that becomes clear, at least you will never have any form of anxiety and duality in a conflict. If the world is an end for me to survive, I will continue to strengthen the tendencies and the sanskaras in my life. If the world is a means to attain self-fulfillment, I will live totally free from these tendencies. We make this world of people, of power, of position, of pleasure as a goal of life. It is not a goal of life. That is why I'm free. It is a means to attain the higher goals of life. Are you getting it? So it is simply a mean. Today I have a means, tomorrow I don't have it. So let me work again. Where is the problem? But if mind says, no, this is the goal of my life, to have $1 million. So ask those people who have $1 million where they can go now. Coronavirus has established a democratic values to whether one is a billionaire or whether one does not have a money. They cannot go outside. We cannot go outside. What is the point? Point is, understand that point. If the mind is 100% clear, never accept the world as a goal of life. It is not an end. What is the goal of life? Goal of life is to evolve myself, rise in peace and happiness all the time, in spite of any circumstances outside. So goal of life becomes my own evolution and the world as a means to attain. Are you getting it? Intellectually, you may understand, but until you think, and think. That is the reason you may see the smile on my face. That is why I say I'm homeless. Action part, I'm a trustee of my son's home. I take care. Rather, I take more care than I was taking care of my own home. I'm a trustee. Homeless, jobless, and knowledgeless. Don't identify that I know everything. That will block the progress. So that is why homeless, jobless, knowledgeless, you say goodbye to those tendencies and sanskaras, you continue to evolve. So I have found a lot of time. I said, no, let anybody call. Let me do it. Finished. Expectation and dependence on the world is left out because I have enough time. And then see what comes out of it. Let us start our journey of meditation. Remember this all the time. Close your eyes. First stage, the stage one. I'm making you understand deeply, my friends. Being comfortable, close your eyes and adjust and align your body. Body is not a and, body is a means. Remember, so don't get worried about it. That is why we say anyone can meditate. Oh, young, oh, old, kids, irrespective of the gender. Just you have to close your eyes, adjust and align the body. The stage one, we are continuing. The first stage is to help the mind to show that there is a diamond inside. And outside, everything changes. That is why we close our eyes. Not because we hate our room. You see that? You have to be very clear. Then the meditation succeeds every time you do it. So being comfortable, moving the mind on the neck joint. So I continue to evolve this meditation in every session. So we have some common steps and then I'll introduce some new steps. So find out which one is more suitable. So move the mind on the shoulder joints. What it means? It means awareness, knowledge, and experience. Are you aware of the shoulder joints? When the mind says yes, do you feel the sensation? No, it means you are not aware. Simple. So again, are you aware of the shoulder joints? Yes. Do you feel the sensation? Yes. Sensation gives you the knowledge that you are comfortable? Yes. Do you experience the steadiness? Yes, you have done it. That is the stage one. So move the mind on the hip joint. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable and steadiness. I explained you the subtle process that takes place in the mind when I say move the mind on the knee joints. Look at the subtle process. You are aware of the knee joints. Are you aware? Yes. When you are aware, you are bound to feel the sensation. Yes, I feel the sensation. That is little more than in other parts of the body. It means the mind is naturally focused there. I'm just explaining with the subtle process. Okay, I feel the sensation. So the mind, every knowledge happens in the mind. So sensation is happening in the mind. So the mind, now ask the mind, is that sensation being comfortable? Yes. No. Adjust and align. Will your mind be crazy by adjustment and alignment? No. You gently move and adjust, and you are comfortable, and there is a steadiness. Now, the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. Entire body, you feel the sensation, and be you're comfortable, and you experience the steadiness. Don't start, having a wrong thinking in your mind. Oh, this is only the first step. Why he's not going to the next step? From where they are coming? From the past impression, tendencies. The mind likes to finish everything in a worry, in a hurry. It wants to run. What we are teaching the mind, educating the mind, no need to run in meditation journey. The second part of the stage one is being carefree. I'm aware of the wall in front of me, aware of the computer screen and the speaker and the mic and the glass. I'm carefree. Why? The mind is not thinking about it. Even if the mind is thinking, it is not attached. How come? Like I stand across a road and watch the traffic moving. Look at it. So, the mental traffic, any thought, feeling, sensation, anything enters into the mind without any invitation. You scratch, hold on, first check. You need not to do any movement in the body. The mind says from where it is coming, past tendencies, habit, sanskaras, vasanas. When you recognize these small little tendencies in the mind that forces you, simply recognize them, accept them, and tell them, I'm not with you. That is the way being carefree. Now, stage two. Stage two should always be there. One is purification, and second is the balance. Purification of the mind. What that means? From these tendencies, temporarily, the prana always helps the mind to purify these tendencies temporarily. And in that state, you can move deeper within. And then, even if the vasanas are there, tendencies are there, you are not impacted by it, you go deeper. Now you are clear. So, look deep inside the forehead and start breathing short and quick breath from both the nostrils. Enjoy that breathing. Just enjoy that breathing. Continue. Continue. Enjoy. Enjoy that meaning the way you enjoy jogging, the way you enjoy playing. Don't feel it is tough. Quick and short breath. There is no name of the breath. You're breathing from the chest and breathing out from the chest, the rib cage. Continue. You are playing with the breath. There is no issue. This is perhaps it is our fourth or fifth session. So in the fourth session, you should be, fifth sessions, you should be feeling, oh, it's a playful way. And stop it. You have almost done 2 minutes. You will never believe it. Just awareness, knowledge, and experience. And we don't lose the movement. Take a deep, silent, slow breathing first into the belly, then into the chest, and lips together while breathing out. Make the humming sound louder, deeper, longer. Remember, you inhale without making any noise. It should take longer time. Deep, silent, slow breathing. But when you are breathing out, exhaling, you have to do it with a humming sound, keeping your awareness deep inside the forehead. Continue. Continue, please. Deep, silent, slow breath. No noise at all. And while breathing out, you should be louder, deeper, longer, as long as possible. We are in a stage two, so understand that every stage we are understanding and evolving into the journey of meditation in every step, keeping some steps common and to move higher. Continue. And stop this humming sound. I observed the movement of the ribs for a few of you, and I found out as if your breath rate has dropped to 4 or 5 breaths a minute while doing the humming sound. And if we reach to 2 breaths a minute and we do it even the 10 humming, what happens? The body and the mind has to relax. So we are evolving step by step. We'll take that step deeper in our next session. Now settle the mind. In the stage 2 is the third step. How to settle the mind? Through the body. Move the mind on the head and the neck. Move the mind on the head and the neck. What it means? I may say, look at the head and the neck. Become aware of the head and the neck. So, in order, the sentence and the instruction should be as close to your mind as possible. And if I say, move the mind on each and every cell of the skin of your head and the neck. Knowledge matters. And you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The past impression tendencies will say, I'm already living in those tendencies, so I don't feel anything. No worries. Let us see on the right arm. Move the mind on the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. Each and every cell of the skin of the right arm. So, what is the reason of not feeling the sensation, relaxation, stillness? Mind is still carried away unconsciously, unknowingly by those impressions. So it loses track of its awareness. And that is why we are repeating. You are understanding. So you are empowering your mind how to practice meditation by yourself. I'm not hiding anything. But depending on the level of the seeking, move the mind on the left arm. Move the mind on the left arm, be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the rib cage and the belly. First, let us go on the rib cage in the front and the back, including the half of the spine, shoulder down, and the entire rib cage. You will experience as if the mind has started enjoying, and that enjoying what it does, it makes your body totally stillness. See that? That is how we understand. What is the goal of meditation? To reveal the knowledge of reality. So if I don't reveal the knowledge, the way the mind works, I cannot go there. Now experience that sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the belly, in the front, and the lower spine at the back. What did I say? Move the mind? Or I can say aware of the belly in the front and the spine in the back. Or, so what I'm stressing, move the mind on each and every cell of the belly and the lower spine. Be there. What exactly we are doing? Mind is always running at the speed of a rocket when it is living in the world. And we are asking, slow down. The moment it slows down, it starts moving within. When it moves within, it gives you an experience of sensation, relaxation, stillness. That is the only secret if you want to pick up. Move the mind on the right leg. These 4 steps we have already been doing uh, from the previous step. So experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness, my dear friends. And move the mind on the here on the left leg. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind slowly, gently. Now you have understood the secret. It is not moving the mind uh, on the entire body is important. What is important? Moving the mind slowly. So when the mind moves slowly, did we not discuss karma is equal to action plus I? So when you move the mind slowly, gently, with full awareness and attention, your mind is naturally focused on the action part. You lose the I. When you lose the I, you drop the tendencies and your experiences sensation, relaxation, and stillness. I don't know anything. Everything coming from teachings of these masters. I learned it from my master. Mind became clear and experiences there. Now we are moving into the stage 3. Why I say stage 3 or stage 1? For you to understand. Otherwise, there are no stages in mindfulness or meditation. If the real teacher listens to me half, he says no, he is wrong. Why he is explaining in stage 1, 2, 3? But to make you understand so that you can deepen the practice. Now, look at the breath. Make your breath a little deep, silent, and slow. So, the first thing, the mind is on the breath, and the mind is regulating the breath. How? It is regulating the breath from as a deep, no noise, silent, and slow. Not only that, because the past tendencies will come, will disturb the body, may disturb the mind. So we have to engage the mind somewhere deeper. There are hundreds of tools. So let us use one of the tools. The moment you start breathing, inhaling deep, silent, and slow, move the mind from the top of the head to the tailbone. And when you exhale deep, silent, and slow, move the mind from the tailbone to the top of the head. So mind starts asking, oh, should I inhale into the spine? Yes. Actually, you continue deep, silent, and slow breathing. And the moment you inhale, the mind moves from the top of the head to the tailbone, as if you are visualizing, looking, feeling. Lot of words are used. It means simple awareness. We want to raise awareness of the mind. Where? Inside. So you see, that is the knowledge part understood. So I'm not worried, even if I miss one breath. What is important? Syncing the movement of the breath with the movement of the mind from the top to the tailbone and from the tailbone to the top of the head. So I added one new step here to just to progress. Oh, my mind was not able to do it. So follow the previous practice. You already have that. So every practice is different. Why it is different in terms of the steps? What are those steps? That steps helps you to go deeper with a clarity, with understanding. What is the uniqueness of this journey? I don't give you any hope. I don't ask you to imagine. I don't ask you to focus. I don't ask you to have a fancies and imagination. We we all are in a conscious journey. You know what I'm giving clearly. Why it is so? That will help you progress into meditation faster than going into a fanciful meditation of imagination. Why? There is every chance with those fancies and imagination you may fall into kind of hallucination. Here there is no way. Simple step. Moving the mind with the breath. When the when you inhale, the mind moves from the top of the head to the tailbone. And when you exhale, the mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head. Finished. I'm not asking you to imagine. So when you listen to the talk followed by the practice and keep in your awareness those simple principles, it helps you. These tendencies are very hard to go. That is why we say regular practice with wisdom. So, can we add one more point here? So, you continue with the breath going in and out, and the mind is moving, descending into the spine from the top of the head to the tailbone, and rising from the tailbone to the top of the head. You add one more thing. The moment the mind starts descending from the top of the head to the tailbone, sing in your mind as if you have become a singer. Sing one syllable mantra. It is a mental singing. You don't move your lips or the tongue. So you want to rise above those tendencies to see if there is anything or not. And when the mind rises from the tailbone to the top of the head, it helps you sync the breath, the mind, and the mantra together. Why? Why Om only? You can choose any single syllable mantra or double syllable if it suits you. Amen. Amen. That will also work. So at present, we are using the mantra to bypass those tendencies so that we can finally reach to the final equation. The action is equal to karma minus I. And that will help us to bypass, transcend those tendencies in the beginning. So you are doing continue. And you will find out in the middle you miss something. You miss saying Om or you forget the deep silent slow breath. You forget the mind moving into the spine. Why you forgetfulness coming from those tendencies? Karyate hi avashaha. I'm pulled by unknown forces. Now I'm recognizing. And the greater the recognition, what will happen? It is something like that you hear the noise of a car coming from outside inside your living room and you're sitting. You say, I know it. Who cares? So the impression, even maybe a very deep impression of an anger, enters into your mind and you say, who cares? And it goes away. Now, just an example fear, anxiety, reaction. How long can it happen in one session? Yes, if you're the highest level of a seeker. So check yourself. Continue. The mind is singing, lips are not moving. And now, so what is happening? Now we are moving into the stage for leave everything, do nothing, except three-pointed awareness of the breath. You're looking, the breath is going in and out on its own, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You're feeling the breath, and there is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Why I say now you can understand. So you maintain awareness that there is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. It means it is effortless and natural. So that is the stage two of the major steps in meditation. The personal effort we have already done. Now, no more effort. But in order to check that there is no effort, I keep the three pointed awareness of the breath. How come? Why do you say no change in the rate and the rhythm of those tendencies changes the rate and the rhythm of the breath, and then you can recognize something enters from the unknown forces, and then we get carried away. You know, my friends, sometime we are angry over someone, we return home, we practice meditation, but the anger continues, continues, continues. See that? So that is why I'm saying do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Third point of awareness. Second point, when the breath goes in, you feel the sensation. So when you keep recognizing that sensation, the mind cannot be hijacked by that I. And you're aware of the breath going in. So what is going to happen? The mind naturally remains within. When it remains within, you maintain sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body. Let us do nothing. Live into that state of jnana, of knowledge. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand. We'll not put it on our eyes nowadays. We avoid touching. So move the mind on the left hand, feel the sensation there, and open the eyes slowly inside. Let us share our experiences for a while before we leave. Laura, where are you?
Here I am. It was good. It was hard for me to concentrate because I'm on day 4 of a migraine headache, and so I'm in pain, and so it's really hard for me to focus.
Yes. I think remind me and we will understand. If there is a greater pain than the migraine, your focus will shift there.
There is no greater pain than a migraine. I have
No,
lived with this since I've been 10.
if,
I'm just not there.
if, not there now. So the journey I just gave you, you're intelligent and wise, so you can think. So think over that, what is that pain after all? And I summarize in one sentence before we go. Buddha used to say that find out the exact center of the pain, and that center is not more than a point, a dot. And the moment you find that dot, I have pain all over, so I start becoming aware. So ultimately, I find out now pain in a lesser area, pain in a lesser, and now I find out the point. Here it is. And 1 minute of awareness there, any pain has to go. It has to go. I'm not saying anything wrong. The principle. So I didn't know that. We'll work one day together. So how are you, Stephen is still in that? Wonderful. So how are you, Jerry?
I'm here. I'm here. Very, very good. Just interesting. The awareness when you first guide us, first round, as you might say, and then the second stage, and I really notice a depth in the awareness.
Very good.
And then the breath up and down the spine, and the breath, and also the om, or the one syllable sound that we chose, giving our mind a little bit more to focus on. And that's an interesting experience too, because makes the mind a little bit busier. And like you said, sometimes maybe you get out of that rhythm.
Yeah.
And just initially I was very deep in it. And then, as you say, I got a little bit distracted with the rhythm of it. Initially, it felt amazing, and almost like a massage up and down the spine with the breath.
Wonderful.
And then the mind was busy and got a little distracted, but back at it.
Well, yeah, we are moving deeper. We are moving deeper. How are you, David?
Oh, go ahead.
David is excellent.
Oh. No, do it from mine.
Can you just turn your speaker off?
I did.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay. That was by far and away the very best meditation I've ever had, ever. It was phenomenal. The introductory session, for some reason, it just allowed me to click and become so aware of my body that when I was, at one point, you were doing the whole scanning the different parts of your body, and you came down to the knees, and my right knee clicked right. I could feel the sensation of my right knee, but my left knee wasn't. And I was like, boom, boom, and then finally it came stuck. It was really funny.
Very good.
Yeah, that was really, really great. Thank you.
You
Very,
see,
very aware.
David, knowledge is the first. When the knowledge in the intellect is 100% clear, no amount of pain can ever deter you. You still know that how to live into that peace, Lara.
And I love the mathematical equation. That's just kind of how I have that brain about me. So that mathematical equation, and you kept referring to it, really resonated well with me. Thank you.
Think of it. Think. So when you listen, it is not that you're listening to me, you're listening to the principles passed on to by our teachers.
Right.
I'm crazy as usual. So when I'm talking of those principles, that should make a sense.
Yeah.
And when it goes into your head, you know that there is always a change. Wonderful. Thank you. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत अच्छा था, पीसफुल था बहुत। और सर जो कर्म का है उसमें अगर हम सरेंडर कर देते हैं कि आपको ही करना है कुछ,
इसी का
ईश्वर को
नाम
ही करना
सरेंडर है।
जी,
इसी का नाम सरेंडर है।
तो दिशा भी मिल जाती।
लोग समझते नहीं है।
हाँ,
very good. Now she reminded me that this is what we say surrender. So I don't want to speak the word surrender, because for Americans it does not suit. Surrender means defeated in the military, in the army, so it will make nonsense. So it should make a common sense. So karma is equal to action plus I, and action is equal to karma minus I. When there is no I, it is already a surrender. Wonderful. I'm happy that you are enjoying. Pay a little more attention, but one thing more, listen to it again and again. Reflect on it, contemplate it, and then practice. You will see the result. So Stephen might have left a little early, so we don't have it. Thank you very much. That is all for today. We will meet again on